We all know water is important, but sometimes it's really hard to fathom just how important. Water makes up our oceans, rivers, aquifers, and lakes. It even makes up 75% of our bodies. But what can we do to protect water together? Recently, local watershed associations teamed up for a conference to discuss just that, and PCN stopped in to learn a little more about this water resource and the future of its conservation.
So we're here at the Plimoth Plantation in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and we're at the Future of Water in Southeastern Massachusetts conference. This is a conference put on by local watershed coalition, Southeastern Massachusetts Watershed Associations put this together in hopes of networking both people concerned with the environment and local decision makers throughout Southeastern Mass to learn and share from each other different techniques that we can learn, different ways we could collaborate to protect and restore the health of our watersheds, rivers, streams, ponds, and the ocean. So the biggest goal that we had with this particular conference was really just to unite people regionally around watershed issues, and because water is something that affects us all, and yet there's no structure in place for us to manage it.
A pressing subject made its way into headlines for the luncheon. It seems even locally the matter of climate change hits us all too close to home.
My presentation today was Watershed Management in a Warming World. The purpose of the presentation was to help people understand better climate change impacts in southeastern Massachusetts and what we can do in terms of watershed management to help create a resilient, healthy, thriving watershed situation going forward. I'm hoping to inspire people to really advocate for the inclusion of green infrastructure in regional planning decisions and local planning decisions. When we update comprehensive plans, open space plans, etc., we need to be cognizant of the green infrastructure resources that we've got on a regional basis and try to link that up with local planning efforts.
The topic of climate change clearly stirred the room with questions, concerns, and insights.
And experts have determined what things we should be looking at as sentinels for being able to figure out what is changing over time as a result of climate change in particular.
Well, certainly a sense of urgency is warranted. At the same time, I want people to understand that we've got concrete steps that we can take. And in particular, if we protect the existing intact natural resource base in southeastern Massachusetts, it goes a long ways towards both limiting tax burden associated with new gray infrastructure and maximizing resiliency, particularly to flood threat associated with climate change going forward.
The afternoon continued with other important issues like drinking water, stormwater, wastewater, and of course, recreational use of water.
How difficult of a change do we think this is going to be?
With almost no uniform model or government structure in place to manage our most coveted resource, watershed associations are left with limited options to manage and protect water.
So the only way we can do it is through networking. There's lots of different places within our communities that touch water, in the governments, for instance, and locally with our local citizen activist groups. And we wanted to bring people together to network largely, to share information, and hopefully out of this will come collaboration on different projects in the region. Our hope is next year to do this again, to make this an annual event so that we can continue to have a growing network of partners to work on the issues facing our region.
With some collaboration and some care, the Future of Water in Southeastern Mass Conference pledged to carry their mission of protecting water resources outside of the day's panels and discussions. And with hope, we'll together create partnerships that protect our water for generations to come.